Oh my gosh. That chest though, she's still popping out in the front. So I'm just gonna quickly put her sweater back on. Hey guys, I'm back, and today, oh my god, there's something in my eyeball. And today we're gonna be checking out the brand new 2-month-ish old Barbie Rewind collection in full. I am so excited. We're just gonna pretend that I'm not super delayed because if you follow my Instagram, then you'll know that I was not well. And long story short, I look boring and thin-lipped again, and I'm so excited to not be in pain, but that is the reason why this review is delayed. Oh hey guys, it's me interrupting myself just to let you know that I am fine, I am well, and while I was editing, I realized that since I filmed this closer to the beginning of December, after I had just gotten over having a super swollen mouth and everything, that you guys might think, since I'm putting it out late, that I'm no longer feeling better. But that's not the case. I'm just delayed as usual in getting the video out since my Grinchmas stuff took longer than anticipated to film and edit. Do not worry, do not post down below making sure that I have well wishes because I am 100% a-okay. And so I just wanted to interrupt so you guys would know that. And this is the best part that I figured to squeeze that info in before we proceeded any further and you possibly grew even more concerned. So happy new year, sorry for the interruption, and now the dolls. As you already saw, I do in fact have all three. I am dressed up and matching the theme, a little boiling, a little suffocating under my hair, but that's okay because once we go down to the table, I can not look like this anymore and it won't matter. All that matters is the story before we go down to the table because of course there is one, and if you're new here, this is normal, just go with it. But you know what's not normal is all the fluffs floating around here from my sweater. You guys probably can't see them and I look crazy. That's also normal. So anyways, on October 1st, I saw that the Barbie Instagram page started giving us little sneak peeks at what was to come in the form of these beautiful Barbie Rewind dolls in miniature little TVs. We never actually got to see them. They were kind of like little glimpses of cool 80s themed things and like lines so that the TVs just looked horribly accurate and wonderful. And I knew the moment I saw those, not even seeing the actual dolls, that I had to have whatever was to come. Especially once they actually showed off all the dolls, I was like, yes, need these in my life. However, I also knew they would be a pain in the butt to try and procure, and I was not wrong. So the Night Out Barbie and the Workin' Out Barbie were actually really easy to get. Within 2 weeks of them being released, I found them on Amazon.ca for $50 a piece and Prime shipping. They arrived really quickly and I was super happy. However, our Career Girl Barbie was the hardest to get a hold of, which I was surprised by because you'd think the blonde hair, blue-eyed Barbie, the standard look of the actual franchise, would be the one that was mass-produced and readily available. But no, she definitely was not. And in the end, I bought her off of the Mattel website for $40 plus shipping and then converted to a Canadian currency because I was not about to spend $97 plus with no Prime on Amazon.ca like they have her listed for because, you know, third-party sellers are amazing. Said no one ever. By the way, it's $40 if you live in the States, just I don't know where, so you'll have to find that out for yourself. And now is the time where you get to see what they look like. And so do I, because believe it or not, I always do stay true to having my first reactions with you guys. And this time it was really hard because I've had this full collection for at least 3 weeks now. But like I said, I was not well, and now I am. You know what else I am? Boiling. Oh my gosh. I put a lot of effort into today's theme. The hair, the makeup, which you guys can't really see under the shadows of the hair, and now all the fluffy fibrous debris from my sweater. It was a 1000% commitment. But I need to take this sweater off because I feel like I'm going to explode, and the rouge on my cheeks, although intended, is now intensifying. So, without further ado, let's switch down to the table and unbox the Barbie Rewind collection. Before I start opening up individual dolls, let's just take a moment to admire the beauty of this 3-piece set as a whole, just in case I mess up the openings and ruin them. That way, I'll be able to look back on this footage and recall a time when everything was perfect. All 3 boxes are pink and wonderful with little shapes and such all over to imply that this is in fact an 80s product filled with goodness, except it's not an 80s product, it's just meant to replicate the 80s. But if that wasn't enough to make it known, they say 80s edition right up in the top corner of each box, so you know for sure it's the 80s. The front of each box also has a beautiful color illustration of each doll with the words Barbie Rewind written across them. So we've got the Career Barbie, Workin' Out Barbie, and Night Out Barbie. The left side of the boxes kind of reminds me of an old puzzle. I love them so much. Each one says Barbie Rewind and has a smaller version of the cover art bordered at the bottom. The right side of the boxes are all identical. They look like VHS tapes. So they're all black with white and pink labels that say Barbie Rewind 80s edition, and there's a little Mattel logo. And on the back of each box we get a full color illustration of the doll inside and then some smaller images of the remaining dolls in the collection depending on which one you are currently looking at. So it says the Barbie Rewind series launches with the 80s edition, a totally tubular throwback collection which commemorates our fave pop culture looks from the decade. And down here at the bottom it says doll stand included, but no pencil is needed to rewind this cassette tape because it's a doll stand. Guess I won't be needing this. So I'm pretty sure I've checked out everything we need to, excluding the individual stories for each doll, which we'll do in just a minute. So now I guess it's time to start opening. And since she's in the front and kind of the icon of the franchise, I suppose we should start with our career doll. Ooh, I just love this box art. Hopefully she's fantastic, like no pressure, Barbie. So I'm just gonna pull out the VHS tape side, which allows us to see our doll. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh, I love her. It's a bright neon green in there and we can see everything she comes with. And that's the little cassette tape doll stand they were talking about. It's teal. I'm in heaven. And of course the back looks like a VHS tape. I absolutely love it. It's legit. The LOL OMG movie Magic dolls came out with their own VHS looking boxes, but this looks more realistic to life. I'm so worried. How do I open this without ruining this beautiful display? I can't. It's physically impossible. No matter how hard I try, it will never look like this again in there. You just know it. I think that's something that companies need to look at in future, finding ways to be able to re-package our products. That way we can display them on their shelf. Think about it. They put so much effort into their display packaging, knowing full well people are going to want to keep them like this, but that we also have poor impulse control and some of us just need to open things. Okay, time for surgery. Wish me luck. Scalpel. Just kidding. Well, I guess I'm just gonna try my best to keep this as neat as possible. So you can enjoy that speed footage as you learn a little bit more about Barbie in her career girl look, which is an homage to peplums, shoulder pads, chunky accessories, and big hair don't care. Handle business on the go with this bodacious brick cell phone and legit business accessories. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe they said bodacious. That is awesome. Alright, so I've officially taken everything out of the box so far that I wanted to and was really happy to discover that there was an easy way to do it with these reusable clear jibber type things and folding plastic bits that were holding it all in place, which meant I was able to push back the tabs and carefully slide it through the cutouts in the package. The only thing that didn't have any of that kind of stuff was the hairbrush. It has real jibbers and I don't really care to take it out because we've seen hairbrushes before, so I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to cut anything. So I was really excited because that meant I could put the majority of things back in the box. That is, of course, until we got to Barbie, because sadly, even though she did have easy to remove plastic, she does have jibbers attaching her head to it, meaning I am going to need to use some tools in the form of these little cuticle cutters. Oh, I just shot myself in the head. Did you guys hear that? So I got all those. Then I'm gonna remove this tape and then gently pull on this thread that's matching her hair color because it's attaching it to the plastic as well. So although I can put this back in the package as is, unfortunately Barbie's not gonna sit flush against it when I do, unless I add an elastic band or something, which to be honest, I do keep all those clear ones, so it's not impossible. Meaning, I'm really happy because chances are I can put her back on display as though she was never even opened. Just pop her on her stand and here is our career girl Barbie. She's the iconic blonde-haired face of the franchise and comes with that long hair in curls and pulled up at the sides into a pony and held in place at the back. And she's suffering from some pretty major package hair right now from being in the box, which is why I suppose they put so much effort on these ones here in the front. They've even gone so far as to stitch this big curl here directly to her shoulder to keep it in place. But not this side, it's loose and hanging. hanging down. So I'm just gonna have to fix up the back later. But surprisingly, although there is a lot of product in her hair, I can still tell that it's nice and silky because it's only stiff along the tops. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a very thin layer, so it's not crunchy. Although this part here that got super flattened definitely is. I'm hoping that I can make these look like curls again instead of whatever they currently are. Because overall this is a really cute look, and it's finished off with this black plastic pillbox hat with a massive neon pink bow at the front. You know, very business-like. And that's resting directly on top of her big feathered bangs, which are surprisingly soft and silky. Like, there's no product here and I wasn't expecting that. Going in for the close-up, we can check out her face and makeup, starting with her silver stud earrings that match the ring on her right hand, which is removable, by the way. And how about her earrings? Can we take those out? No. Not much more than a millimeter or two. And if you leave her like that, she's gonna look like Frankenstein's monster, so let's just pop those back in. Continuing on, she's got blonde eyebrows, aqua-colored eyes with a hint of pink in there, big black lashes, a bluish-purple eyeshadow, pink lips, and a dusting of blush on her cheeks. And she has the superstar face sculpt. Continuing on with her career ensemble, she comes wearing a hot pink peplum satin blazer with big shoulder pads, black lapels, and cuffs. It has 2 silver button details down here in the front, which open with one little plastic snap hidden between them. And if I take her off the stand, this jacket is removable once you've cut away the thread that's attaching her large product curl to the shoulder. Ooh, and I'm really happy to announce that it did not leave any holes in the fabric here. By the way, I didn't point it out, but you can definitely cut the gibbers that hold the hat to her head. I just don't want to do that because it's never going to sit like this again, so I'm just going to leave it. But I will definitely be doing something about these curls later on. Anyways, back to the jacket. Like I said, it is removable, so I'm going to carefully take it off so we can see what that's like. Are her hands removable? They're not really wanting to be, so I guess we're leaving those on. Give me your coat. I said give me your coat. There we go. Got it, got it, got it. All right. Oh, she looks so cute. Okay, let's put her on the stand for a sec. And here's the blazer, which is really nicely made, both inside and out. The fabric itself is a little crunchy, but other than that, it's really nice. And I think that stiffness is necessary in order to pull off the look of the 80s. I really like the ruched sleeves, and it definitely helps up in the shoulder area where we're meant to have shoulder pads, because if you look inside, there's definitely no additional padding there. And finally, I really just love peplum skirts. They're just adorable. Oh, and I almost forgot, but we've got a little Barbie signature label inside. Back to Miss Barbie. Under her blazer, she's wearing a blue sleeveless top with blue glitter, and it looks like, yep, it's attached to her pink, black, and white houndstooth skirt. And it opens at the back with one piece of Velcro. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead to her necklace. It's a big plastic pink chunky chain ordeal with some white painted silver hoops in the front, and it was held on by an elastic band, which is also holding her shirt in place. So I couldn't open it. So let's just remedy that situation. It's stuck in her pits. It's going right across her chest. I think I got it. Okay, try this again. Like I said, it opens at the back with one piece of Velcro, and we can take it off. She's a little naked right now. I'll put her down. So here's the dress. Very cute. Is any of the glitter coming off? Yes. Yes, it definitely is. Is it showing on camera? Probably not. As for quality, it's really nice. It's a good starchy fabric at the top, most likely for the product holding the glue on, and the bottom is a bit thinner and softer. And inside, everything looks good. Although I'm not seeing a Barbie signature tag, so I suppose they're only willing to put it on pieces where you might actually see it or remove that item more frequently, unlike the main outfit. See, there's such a quality difference between this piece here and what we get for Barbie clothing now that's just printed. I'm just not a fan. This, however, I am all for, although I do kind of wish it came in 2 separate pieces so that we could mix and match with another look if we wanted, but I do understand why it's in one piece. It's so that it looks like a nice, smooth, clean look on the doll and reduces any bulk around the middle. And let's face it, if you're buying a collectible doll that comes in a certain aesthetic, you're probably not going to be changing it. So, I mean, I understand. Anyways, to complete her look, Barbie comes wearing that pink chunky necklace I showed you, pink sheer stockings, which are separate from the actual outfit. Love that. We can take them off if we want to. And finally, a little pair of hot pink heels, which are secured with clear elastic bands. And I've left these on because I don't want to lose them. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but we've got a slight bend bend on her right foot. It looks like it's sort of tipped to the side there. For articulation, we have movement at the head and a really good tilt, so we can look literally anywhere. We've got rotation at her shoulders, allowing her arms to go completely around on themselves, and they lift at the sides but stop short of being able to stick straight out. For elbows, we have a full swivel rotation and they can go forwards and backwards, and the same for her wrists, a full rotation and they can go forwards and backwards. And on my doll, the left hand has a bit of vinyl scarring from where the mold didn't fill up completely, leaving me with a big dent. And same with the outside, we've got a little bit of a scar across the back of her hand. But no one is ever gonna see that, especially since I'm most likely putting her back in the box. I just like to point out everything. Continuing on, the legs do have movement going forwards and backwards at the hip, and a little bit going left to right. But they could probably go a bit further if she wasn't wearing stockings, to be fair. She also has a classic bend and snap knee, which fits perfectly in the 80s theme, and no movement at the ankles or waist. And since this is the standard blonde-haired, blue-eyed Barbie, she's got a lightly tanned skin tone, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the Barbie doll itself. So I'm just gonna get her dressed back up, and we can move on to her accessories. Excluding the purple brush that I left in the box, our career girl Barbie does have a few business items to help look the part, which includes this black plastic suitcase with a pink, white, and black houndstooth pattern in the back, and it says Barbie across the front in white. And it can open if you pull the front handle out from the back one, which is perfect because now we can add these cardboard presentations that she's got, you know, since she's a businesswoman. So we've got a bar graph and a pie chart. They fit in there nicely. Then we've got a little gray calculator, which does not have a sticker on the front, guys. This is actually a screen print. And finally, we have our hot pink bodacious brick cellular phone with a massive black antenna on top. This thing is hefty, listen. That is chunky. So the buttons on it are white and teal, and the speaker sections are black. I honestly don't think it's gonna fit inside this suitcase. Not that it's meant to, but I mean, how great would that be? Let's see. Yeah, no, not unless you want to warp it. All right, so put that in there, take out the cell phone, and close it all back up. Now we can complete her look, one in each hand. But not until I quickly show you her certificate of authenticity. Otherwise, how would you know you have an authentic Barbie Rewind doll with accessories? It says this certifies that your Barbie Rewind doll was created through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel, and it's part of the Black Label collection. To be honest, I feel like this is just a straight up printed out piece of paper, and I truly think that certificates of authenticity need to be a bit more substantial. Like, give us a nice thick piece of cardstock or something. So I'm just gonna stick that back in there and I can retape it to the back of the box. So now let's see what she looks like with her suitcase, because she can hold it with a little effort. Maybe not like that. It's like teetering on the tips of her fingers. And then her phone, which doesn't quite meet her ears, even if she's got articulation. But that's okay, because it's monstrous, meaning she could probably hear it from 10 feet away. Isn't that how things work? No, Jen, it's not. Oh, there we go. Maybe we shouldn't hold things so precariously. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put these things in. I don't know why I pointed that out. You guys would have never known. Ta-da! And here she is in her final look. I guess it was the only look she had since there was no extra outfit, but you know what I mean. All together, presentable and such. Check it out, she's so bodacious. It's exactly how I would describe this look. And that's it for our career doll. So let's continue on with working out Barbie. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, so I've always loved this face sculpt because it legit looks like my cousin, and I love her even more for that reason. Additionally, I love the look of her inside this package, which has a nice purple background and a hot pink cassette tape for her doll stand this time. So I'm excited to open up this Barbie in her workout look, which is inspired by bodacious spandex bodysuits, leg warmers, and must-have sweatband accessories. Grab your gym bag. It's almost time for step aerobics class. And you don't want to be late. They don't say that, I did. So here is our working out girl. I've got her on the stand, and she's definitely ready for some retro style step aerobics. I am loving this look. She has a warm brown skin complexion and black curly hair, which is pulled up into a high side pony on the left and secured with a hot pink rubber band. Her hair is really full and cute, but I'm noticing a lot of the curls are at the bottom, like they've fallen, which makes me want to fiddle around with the top to see if I can make it look a bit more full. Although she is working out, so chances are we'd lose all that volume anyway. But luckily, she won't be dealing with any moisture because she's got a super cute sweatband to wick it away. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but the details are really cute. So it is made out of fabric. It's white and has a little grid pattern in the back with some retro shapes and designs in various colors. And it goes the entire way around her head, but the design stops at the back where the fabric becomes an elastic band. Meaning you can take this off, but currently it is attached by an almost invisible little jibber. Hold on, let's see. Mine's kind of secured directly into her hairline, which is good. But if for some reason it was any lower, you might end up with a very tiny hole in your doll's head. Chances are it wouldn't be noticeable from far away, but if you're like me, it might really irk you. And if I gently move these curls out of the way, we can move on to her face and makeup, which I am happy to announce looks flawless. So I'm going to start by gently moving the sweatband out of the way so that you guys can see she does have black painted edges, or baby hairs, depending on what you call them. So once again, if you'd like that look to be a bit more prominent, perhaps you would like to remove her sweatband. And let's just fix her up again. She's got some perfectly angled brows, brown eyes, big lashes, light purple eyeshadow, pink lipstick, and just the lightest bit of blushing on her cheeks. And I believe she's got the Shawnee face sculpt, but don't quote me because I am not good at remembering. She's just got this really cherubic look to her, and I love it. But I am really good with colors, so before I forget, she's also wearing some big blue star-shaped earrings. Are they removable? Ah, kind of. They've got a really long post, but sort of stop inside the head, like they might have a hook in there or something, causing us a little grief. Technically, if you keep working it, you might be able to take them out, but I've broken earrings this way, so I'm just gonna leave her. Continuing on with her outfit. Oh, hold on, I almost dropped her. She comes wearing a purple off-the-shoulder cropped sweater with the word Barbie written across the front in white, and it's got a pink outline there, making it look 3D. And this is the vintage Barbie font, so it fits the 80s perfectly, unless I'm remembering that wrong. And if we turn her around and take her off the stand, we can open the sweater up with one piece of Velcro at the back. So let's do that. Just place her over there. Wow, now that it's gone though, that is a very low cut bodysuit. It's just barely covering her nips. Oh gosh, let's just turn her for a minute and we can take a quick look at our sweater, which looks perfect. Underneath, she's wearing this pretty amazing looking aerobics bodysuit. And although it seems like there's more than one piece, they are definitely attached. It is a single unit. So we've got a pink leotard, aka bodysuit looking top that has the word Barbie and a small star printed literally all over it. And this is a fabric print, not printed like the new clothes. And that piece is attached to these blue tights, which are thin and sheer like nylons. So you can see her legs right through them. To finish off her look, she comes wearing a glittery purple belt with a big silver heart buckle in the front. Definitely essential to the sweated out process. And this piece is removable. It's got a little strip of Velcro back here. She's also got some pink sweatbands on her wrists, which are again removable. A large silver ring on her right hand, and these pop right out. Very much like the old Barbies. I have so many of these, I love them. But they're easy to lose, so be mindful of that. She's got some purple tennis shoes on her feet with painted white bottoms. And finally, some knee-high leg warmers that match her sweatband. Let me just take off this belt. Her bodysuit is removable. It opens at the back with one piece of Velcro, but I'm not going to be taking it down all the way because her leggings are literally so tight that I'm worried I would pop through that fabric when I try to put it back on. However, I will say from what I can see in here, this is very nicely made, excluding a bunch of leftover fabric, which I'll snip off because they show up in her armpits and you can actually see them in other visible spaces like right here through her sheer leggings. Luckily, it's an easy fix. I'm just going to fold the fabric in on itself so it's hidden in her bottom area. And up here, this is really well stitched, so I can take care of it with a little snip. There we go. And just like that, no more pit fabric. Well, other than that small piece. All right, so let's put her sweater back on. Oh my gosh. That chest though, she's still popping out in the front. So I'm just gonna quickly put her sweater back on. Ooh, quick and easy, problem free. As for articulation, this working out doll has the exact same amount of movement and lack of posability that our career Barbie had, which is unfortunate considering she's literally supposed to be partaking in physical activity. Once again, this works really well with the 80s retro look, but it would have been great to actually pose her more than just that with the accessories she comes with. Speaking of which, For her accessories, we have a neon yellow and hot pink step riser here. I think that's what they're called. It says Barbie across the front, once again in that vintage font, and it looks really good, except you guys can't really see it. Basically, it's what we used to use in fitness class and at some gyms where you would step up, step down, step up again, step down, do a twist, step down. You know, getting fit, having fun, except no good articulation to pose it on. Regardless, this is super cute and I love it. And true story, I tried to buy myself a step riser or whatever they're called a couple months ago, and they're really hard to come by without paying an arm and a leg, so I just noped out of that. Next up, we've got a purple set of dumbbells. I imagine they're about 5 pounds because they look bigger than 1s and smaller than 10s. And they have little handles on the sides so that Barbie can hold them. We've also got a hot pink duffel bag with purple handles and a big B on the front, the letter, not the bug, and yellow and purple stacked triangles behind it. It looks very 80s. And right now there is a piece of rolled cardboard in it so that it holds the shape, but if there wasn't, we could easily store her dumbbells inside because there's a good amount of space in there. And she also comes with a hairbrush. Hers is a nice teal or aqua color, but once again, I don't plan on brushing her hair out, and so there is no point of removing it from the box. But there is a point of checking out how adorable she looks with all of her accessories. I love, love, love this doll. Just because when I picture the 80s, for some reason, this is exactly where my mind goes. Super long tights or leggings with a bodysuit on top, or a bathing suit if you're cheap like me, a cropped off the shoulder sweater, and a sweet matching set of leg warmers and sweatband. This is everything to me. And she was literally perfect, minus like the one piece of fabric I cut off and the fact that her chest likes to show itself off. But I definitely think she would have benefited from having a made to move body. I literally just pieced this look together so that we can see the difference, and honestly, it's 100%. I feel like this is what we should have had, because she comes with these great equipment pieces and unfortunately looks so ridiculously stiff when using them. Regardless, at the end of the day, I still love this doll. She's beautiful. I love her hair, her face sculpt, and her quality. And even if I couldn't have found the other 2 dolls, I would have been more than happy just getting her. But let's face it, why have 1 when you could have 3? So let's set her off to the side with Barbie number 1 and move on to our 3rd and final doll, the Night Out Barbie. So let's just go ahead and slip her out of the package. Oh, I love her face sculpt. Oh my gosh, she's got the Steffi face sculpt, and the Steffi and the PJ are my favorites. And you know what? I really love her packaging too. Although I have to say there's a lot of pink in there, or I guess not really, it's just kind of seeming that way because we have a pink background and then the purple doll stand and her skirt and her hairbrush and all that jazz. Let's just say combined, it's very pink, which is why I'm absolutely loving her blue keytar covered in colorful shapes and her neon jacket. Kind of looks like it's pleathered too. We'll have to see. But that means we're gonna need to open up the final doll, the Night Out Barbie, in the dance party look, which wouldn't be legit without her radical ruffles, bodacious bold colors, and fly fishnet anklet socks. Set up your boombox for an impromptu dolls night out. So here she is, freed from the package, looking absolutely fantastic and ready to rock the night away. In this party look, Barbie has a caramel skin complexion, long crimped auburn hair with a twisted section on the right side that's secured with little pink elastics at the bottom and top, huge curled bangs, and I know you'd miss this massive pink bow with silver stars if I didn't point it out, so you're welcome. By the way, it is super cute, but it's not sitting in the right direction because right now it's kind of laying across the top of her head, whereas it should be more like this. So I'm gonna have to mess around with that later. And if we turn her around, you can see that back here she has quite a bit of knotting and matting. It's not the nicest look. She's kind of sporting the Hermione right now, and unfortunately we are losing quite a bit of the crimp, which sucks because, I mean, I lack patience and the know-how to fix this. But choosing to focus on the positives, I am happy to announce the hair itself is soft. There's a lot of it, very little product, which means I can feel how silky the hair actually is, and little to no shedding, which is fantastic. I wasn't able to tell with the other dolls since they came styled, but that clearly isn't an issue this time. So let's try to hide those flaws and make her presentable again. And we can continue on to her face, where we have brown eyebrows and eyes, both pink and blue eyeshadow, black liner and mascara, neon pink lips, and just a light dusting of blushing on her cheeks. All the details and paint here are perfect, but sadly on her right cheek here, we do have a bit of vinyl scarring from the pouring process of creating her face. I'm not sure if it's even gonna show up on camera, but there's a small line right underneath her right eye going along her cheek there. Honestly, it's barely noticeable, so I'm not too concerned, but I always show off any issues as I find them, and this is no different just because I like her. Oh, before I forget them, she also comes wearing a pair of white triangular earrings. They're very long. And now onto her party look, because this girl loves to layer. So to get started, we've got this neon yellow bolero or small jacket with a denim fabric fringe and pink stitching. And yes, it is pleather, or at least it's meant to be. And this is removable, but we do have some accessories in the way that may make it a little difficult to actually take off, since it's a pretty tight fit around her arms. So let's just skip ahead and take them off. So on each wrist, she's got these lacy or black mesh wrist warmers, except they're not really warmers or on her wrist. They're sort of just going up her arm here. And on top of those, she had an assortment of pink and purple studded and bangled bracelets, all of which are obviously removable. And on her right hand, she's wearing the same silver studded ring as the other two dolls. Now, I was going to take these little wristlets off to make the jacket removal a little easier, but it looks like they are held in place by double-sided tape, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, it's not easy. I'm sure if I had more patience, I could do it, but honestly, guys, I've been here a long time, so I'm just gonna leave it, and we will check the quality of the inside like so. Good news, it looks great. We've also got a little Barbie signature tag in there. Pretending the jacket is off, we can continue on because we've finally gone down a layer. So underneath that coat, she's wearing a black cropped pleather tank with white stitching and pink ribbon straps. And it opens at the back with a single piece of Velcro. Sticking with this I'm too lazy to take things off scenario we have going, I can let you know that everything inside looks great. Put your arms down. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Luckily we don't need to remove everything because we've already seen articulation. And finally, she's got a high-waisted, ruched hot pink skirt with a silver belt attached at the top and a tulle ruffle on the bottom of pink with little silver stars that matches the bow on top of her head. And once again, this opens at the back with a single piece of Velcro. And it comes off pretty easily, which I was surprised by because it's a pretty fitted look. But it was pretty simple and everything about it looks fantastic. Is it just as easy to put back on though? That is the question. I'm probably too close to the camera. Oh, that was easy too. Well, unless you put it on sideways like me. Hold on. There you go. And finally, to complete the rest of her party look, she's wearing some black anklet socks, and it's that same meshy material as her wrist warmers that were not wrist warmers, and some small white heels, which are still being held onto her by the little rubber bands because I don't want to lose them. And once again, she's got that same slight bend to the right foot that the career Barbie had. At this point, I think it's like a resting pose. Skipping articulation, since she's got the same body as the other two dolls, we can move on to her accessories. So she comes with a transparent blue keytar with colorful shapes all over. So we've got some lines, triangles, circles, squares, zigzags, macaroni shapes, stars, and even polka dots. We've got the word Barbie written up there in white, outlined in pink, some buttons, screens, and then of course our speaker and the keys themselves. And on the back we've got a transparent plastic purple strap so that we can actually put it over her shoulders. She also comes with a black and silver microphone with a little handle so she can hold it. Then we've got a purple boombox with a little pink cassette in the front, which is funny because if they had inverted the colors, the cassette on the boombox would have matched her doll stand. And finally, once again, I've chosen to leave her pink hairbrush in the box because I wouldn't be able to make it look display worthy again. So now let's give her back her little bangles. I don't remember which went where, but oh well. And prepare her for the night. There we go. She's ready to throw down and give us an impromptu Dolls Night Out concert experience. You just need to add some fog machines, amps, and neon lighting to set the scene. And you know what? I actually have a Barbie Rockers 1986 reproduction doll, and believe me, if I had a duplicate, I would open this box in a heartbeat just to form at least a two-girl band. But since I don't, and I'm not willing to do that, I suppose it's gonna remain a solo act. And I'm perfectly fine with that because she looks great. Actually, they all look amazing, and I'm truly surprised, but really happy about it because these dolls weren't cheap, so I was really hopeful that they'd come in good condition, but I didn't expect this much good, you know? And I kind of got to go back on what I said earlier. I absolutely love the working out doll. Like I said, she looks like my cousin, and I would have been happy to only have her. But now that I've seen our night out doll and know that she's got the Steffi face sculpt, I gotta take that back and rephrase. I would have been extremely happy to have had both of these two dolls because now they're my favorites. Honestly, it's hilarious to me. I love this career girl doll, and I waited a really long time to track her down. But funny enough, she's just not as good as the others to me, even if I like her. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I would have been 100% okay, in all honesty, just having her brick cellular phone. Is that bad? Hopefully not. Oh hey, it's me again, and I'm back, ready to boil with all of you. Not to eat the moosey hair though, that was not intended. That is it for me. Ow, I hit my hand. I'm kind of just rambling. This is what happens when the excitement builds and you don't know what to say. Thankfully, you saw all the things that I did and you kind of know where my thoughts are, even if they are sort of all over the place. Okay, I know I'm magic handing and you don't know why, but essentially the fibers of the sweater are still floating around and it sort of feels like little bits of charms or spells are floating like I'm Hermione, which really works with my hair if you think about it. Just pretend it's brown. Anyways, that's it for me and the Barbie Rewind collection. Even if it was a hassle to get all of them, and even if I had to be patient in order to open them and wait so that I can open them with you guys, I am really happy with the end result. And you know, I don't really buy Barbie collections all the time because sometimes they're really hard to get a hold of, and also I'm poor, so there's that. But I am happy that I have this one because, as we all know, I do love me some 90s and 80s and 60s and 50s, but we're not talking about that right now. Specifically the 80s. Even if I didn't grow up during that time period, I really like the look of it, and now I've got Barbies from it. Well, I mean, I already had Barbies from the 80s, but I mean, these ones are different. You know, I'm gonna stop talking. If you know somebody who would enjoy today's video because they like Barbies, they like collectible things, or watching Jen swelter under her own hair and heat, then please share it with them. And if you enjoyed it yourself, then please make sure you remember to comment, like, and subscribe. You can let me know down below what you liked or didn't like about today's video, and if it was my hair, I agree with you, so that's fair. But if you want to comment on something real, such as which of the 3 dolls was your favorite, feel free to do that too. And just as a reminder, because obviously I can't hold up dolls right now, that would be really difficult, we have Career Girl, Working Out Girl, and Night Out Girl. I guess there's like Night Out Doll, Career Girl Doll, stuff like that. But anyways, feel free to let me know down below which one of those is your favorite, or which is your favorite Barbie collectible line. If you don't really jam with these ones, that's appropriate too. Regardless, it was nice to share them with you, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I don't even know what to say. True story, you see this face? It's because I haven't filmed in so long, I kept messing up my outro, so I legit had to go watch one of my videos in order to remember how to do it, and it turns out I was doing it right anyways. Not that there's a set rule of how to do it, but it just doesn't feel right when you get it wrong. Am I right? So back to this. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! You know, a smart person would just refilm this and no one would ever have to know, but no, I am way, way, way too hot for that. Like, the moment's gone. Boom! Ooh. I should have done a look for each of the dolls. You know, if I had time, money, and a thrift store that was like next door to my house, I would buy an outfit to match each of these dolls and just do a fashion show. Chances are that's not gonna happen, but if for some reason I'm able to pull it off before this video is edited, you might see it now. And if anything is happening, then I'm here to say, wow, Jen, you look great in this look, and this look. And if for some reason I didn't pull it off, I'm gonna keep all of that there so you can see how foolish I look, but instead say, sorry guys, I wasn't able to get it done for you. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway.